One of the preeminent forces in United States soccer, the Los Angeles Galaxy has dominated the U.S. landscape for the last 10 years. Tonight, they face a massive test. Real Madrid is largely recognized as the preeminent force in world football. Tonight, they take their act to North America to take on the LA Galaxy. A soccer power of the new world take on a footballing power of the old world. Tonight from the Home Depot Center on the campus of California State University, Dominguez Hills, an international club friendly of monstrous proportions as the LA Galaxy take on mighty Real Madrid. So glad you could join us here on Fox Soccer Channel. I'm your host, Christian Miles. Privileged enough to be joined by U.S. Under-20 head coach Sigi Schmid. And Sigi, you've got to think the players' necks, the hairs on the back of their necks for the LA Galaxy standing up at the prospect of playing against perhaps the world's best club.
Well, there's got to be some goosebumps out there, definitely. I mean, Real Madrid is such a institution in the world of soccer, from the days of Di Stefano and Puskás all the way to the days of Ronaldo, Zidane, Roberto Carlos, Figo, you name them. I mean, it's just star power all over the place.
Now, the LA Galaxy more than ready for this one, coming off a 2-0 victory over Chivas USA on Saturday night, and they put out a full squad, but some changes in the outfield as Hugo Iemelu comes into the back four.
Definitely. Chris Albright is back from injury, so that helps the Galaxy out in the back. Cobi Jones, who has not been starting, back into the midfield. But the big surprise, starting up front, Herculez Gomez scored 2 goals last week, has not started a game for them all season. He gets to start in the biggest game of his life.
Herculez Gomez, of course, trying to fill that attacking void left by Landon Donovan, who's still with the United States national team in the Gold Cup competition. And then we take a look at things in the way they lined up for Vanderlei Luxemburgo, Ilker Casillas in between the posts, Salgado, Pavon, Elguera, and Carlos. 2 changes to this side that beat Chivas in Chicago on Saturday. Raul comes in for Ronaldo, and Gutierrez, otherwise known as Guti, replacing the new signing, Pablo Garcia.
Well, you've got to have a great team when you can leave Ronaldo on the bench and you still got guys like Owen and Raul, Zidane, and all those players out there. What a massive, massive quality of players these guys have.
Real Madrid, well, no slouches, putting out their best first team. The Galaxy trying to answer the bell. Come on back for first half kickoff right after this.
Welcome to our home. I'm Jan Rooney, and you already know Mickey.
Come on in.
You know, life is so unpredictable. Any one of us could be gone tomorrow with no warning, so we need to take care of what's important now, like making sure our families have the financial protection they need. Thanks to Garden State Life, you can easily get up to $50,000 of quality life insurance without a medical exam or spending an arm and a leg. Do the right thing. Simply pick up the phone and call Garden State Life now. Choose from as little as $5,000 to as much as $50,000 to give your loved ones a secure financial future. There's no medical exam to take. Your policy will pay 100% from day one. There are no waiting periods, and your benefits will never go down.
I'm protecting my family with a Garden State Life policy.
And I'm doing the same. Why don't you do the same for yours?
Call 1-800-528-2244 now.
Welcome back, and a little Monday Night Football on display, and a very special edition of an international club friendly from the Home Depot Center as Real Madrid getting set to take on the LA Galaxy. So glad you could join us here on Monday night here at Fox Soccer Channel. A big match for a lot of players. Here's what some of them had to say before.
Getting ready to play this match. You know, it's a friendly match, so it's definitely at a different level than what a World Cup is, you know, but it is against some of the best players in the world and a team that has great tradition, so naturally, you know, you do get up for it.
There's a level of respect there. Obviously, they put a ton of money into the team, and it's a great club, and they're somewhere that I'm sure that the Galaxy as a club aspires to be. But at the same time, I have a lot of respect for the players on my team, and I have a lot of respect for what our nation's done as a country in the past 10 years in the development of their soccer.
I know that it's very important to this organization and to the entire MLS that the Galaxy, you know, compete and play well tomorrow night. So we're taking it very seriously. You know, they played a match on Saturday night, you know, as did we. We're starting to get a number of our players healthy, so that's going to help.
It's always going to be a tough game because I think that obviously we played yesterday. We played a hard game yesterday against Chivas, and it was tough. But you know, the Galaxy, they've got some good players, got some experienced players, so, and they got a home crowd. So we'll see.
We'll try tomorrow to do something similar or even better, because well, the expectation is very high. 80,000 people came to see the practice session, so it means that well, they hope that Real Madrid will do something great tomorrow, so we'll try to do it.
All right, there you have it from some of the players and coaches taking place in this, as well as a few members of the front office. Indeed, a big match on display this evening. We are just getting set for kickoff here. Real Madrid playing in Southern California for the first time in their 103-year history, taking on a side in the LA Galaxy who's been around for just 10. So the 93-year disparity, well, it may show itself on the world stage here for Real Madrid tonight, but the LA Galaxy, you can bet they are going to come out fighting and represent the United States to their fullest.
It's going to be interesting here at the very start of the game how each team responds at the beginning. How much pressure is Real going to put on? You know, how are the Galaxy or nerves going to show? Is there going to be a little bit of tension, a little bit of anxiety in their play? So the start of this game is going to be very important as to how maybe the rest of the game goes. How quickly can the Galaxy ward off all those nerves and anxious energy, and how quickly is Real going to try and press the issue?
And we are underway. The Galaxy in their usual green and gold on their home turf tonight. And Real Madrid in their legendary all-white strip. And Real Madrid, a side, well, despite their illustrious history, has not had a good run of form in recent years, going without a trophy in the last 2 seasons. And their quest to end that drought begins here tonight as their preseason tour gets underway in their second match. And things off to a choppy beginning as Salgado coming on a little bit of pressure here under the confetti at the HDC and quickly away. And Ziggy, you were talking about some of the butterflies. What do you say if you're the head coach of the LA Galaxy to your players going against some of the best players in the world? How do you calm them down and get them to focus on the match?
I think you just walk into the locker room, you say to your players, take a deep breath, enjoy it today. This is a great time, a great event for you, and just have some fun out there. Play, relax, don't worry about it. Good concentration, get on with it.
I think that's probably the best words of advice. Buckle up or sit back, relax, however you like to enjoy your football. It should be a very entertaining 90 minutes as Real Madrid not putting out a slouch of a lineup, so to speak, putting out a full squad. As Gutierrez is on it here for Gravesen, the Danish international. Beckham. Play to the near side, a push forward now for Michel Salgado. Choppy challenge there from Pando Ramirez, and the Guatemalan call for the match's first foul.
And I don't know where the crowd is. Sounds like the crowd is very pro-Real there because they weren't too happy with that foul, or maybe they disagreed with the call.
Long switch there. Well cut out on the right side of defense by the Galaxy. And Real Madrid, a side that very much predicates its attack on possession football as they switch the field now for Salgado's touch again. Gravesen to the near side for Beckham. It's an all-star squad, and it just gives shivers down my spine saying these names. Up to Pando Ramirez now. Nagamura trying to work his way forward. Slicing challenge there from Salgado. It's broken nicely for the Galaxy here, trying to put together a good attacking run to the near side now. Donovan storming forward inside the 18, cross to the far post, and that one overcooked just a bit. And they'll pump it in through Vahenas and sent away again by Salgado, assisted by Pavon and Ivan Helguera back there.
A good attack by the Galaxy on the left-hand side, getting Donovan forward. You know, was very well done. Unfortunately, it wasn't a well-hit cross. See if he does better here on this one.
And he connects. In trouble here. Real Madrid trying to touch their way through as Hercules Gomez sends it over the head of Cobi Jones. And Cobi playing with his hair down tonight. Interestingly enough, that cross in. Trouble for Salgado. Up goes Pavon. And the referee Valenzuela seeing a handball at Real Madrid. Quick to restart. Zidane, the man they call the maestro, and showing you his sublime touches. He had a very superb match against Chivas, and right now sparks flying between Salgado and Pando Ramirez.
Well, the one thing, that was Pando's second foul already early in the game. You know, the players out there, Gravison's job is to be the enforcer. He's letting Ramirez know, you better not be tackling Zidane like that or I'm going to be coming for you. And, you know, it's just a matter of respect. They're early in their preseason for Real. They don't want to take an injury or anything like that here. And that was obviously a fairly physical challenge by Pondo.
And Pondo getting a deserved booking in that one. I was going to say, if Ricardo Valenzuela let him off, there was some charitable officiating. But certainly a worthy offense there by Pondo Ramirez, garnering the yellow card. And perhaps he will calm down now. Definitely with a lot to prove tonight, the LA Galaxy on the world stage. Not only our feed, but the feed going out to the local area as well as worldwide. And this is Zidane working his masterful steps through the midfield, drawing a trio of defenders before Nagamura sends it safely up now.
Galaxy doing a good job about getting defensive numbers around the ball. They're also playing here early on with some good energy, and it's forcing Real into the game maybe sooner than they wanted to get into the game and forcing them to run a little more.
Pondo a little bit overambitious that time, trying to shoot it through a trio of Real defenders. Guti controls for Zidane. Touched forward here for the captain, Raul, near side for Beckham. A frenetic beginning and an energetic start for the LA Galaxy. Very much the minnows in this matchup as it's sent to the far side for Roberto Carlos. An interesting matchup between Carlos and Cobi Jones, two of the more established veterans on the international and club scene. Salgado. Touched back for Gravison. Plenty of space opening up for Guti now, and the Spaniard slicing ball here. Zidane tries to storm through, still Zidane. Zidane tucks it back. Zidane slides it through, flag stays down. Golazo! 6th minute, and Michael Owen electrifies the Home Depot Center and cuts the Galaxy 1-0.
Outstanding goal. Zidane, 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 Zidane. How many times can I say it? Masterful skill in the box, able to hold off defenders, freeze defenders, buy himself a little bit of time, spins away, and then Owen makes a good run. The Galaxy defense doesn't get out. He stays onside. Here we go. Zidane in the box, getting the 1-2 back there, spinning away once, spinning away, laying the ball there to Owen, and that's a finisher's goal. Little chip, knows the goalkeeper's going to go down, just gets under it, lifts it a little bit.
A sublime touch by the England international. Getting on his score sheets yet again, had a sensational season in his first campaign with the Spanish Giants, and now looking to replicate that success in his second campaign.
Definitely not the start that the Galaxy wanted, but on the other hand, sometimes when you're in a game like this, you know, they brought out a little bit of the energy of Real, and now Real scoring, how are they going to react? Are they going to let down a little bit? They're going to say, hey, maybe it's going to be easy, and it's not going to be as easy as they think, or are they going to press the issue?
Guti for Salgado. Guti very much proving to be the second fulcrum in the attack right now, just behind Zidane. Back to Roberto Carlos. Zidane. And this is a Real Madrid side, Ziggy, that has basically only been trading for about a week and a half, and even surprising their head coach Vanderlei Luxemburgo with their sharpness and their fitness, especially Zidane, and we saw it on that instance, feeding Michael Owen with a first-time finish.
Well, the day's a new day, and the pros now, they don't get out of shape in the offseason. You know, they know they got to maintain their fitness. They come in, you know, and these guys, they just know how to play. They know how to play the ball. They know how to save their running at the right time.
Kirovski sidesteps Gravison, doing very well, showing some European flair of his own. Cobi Jones races onto it. Out comes Casillas to tuck it away and pick it right off the foot to the Galaxy number 13.
And Kirovski and Gravison are old acquaintances since Gravison played for Everton when Jovan was playing in the English Premier League.
Out wide to the left now. Things opening up. Real Madrid playing at a very high clip pace. Beckham near side for Salgado. Trying to work his way past Pondo. The Frenchman Zidane yet again. It's like a world all-star 11 out there as Gravison sends it for Roberto Carlos. Carlos' patented left foot, blistering pace, and it took a deflection and troublesome there for Kevin Hartman.
Kevin had a little bit of concern with that, just the way it came at him and the way it was bouncing. Not so much the pace of it, but just it was an awkward hit shot, got a little bit of deflection. It's a big test right now for the Galaxy. They've got to maintain their composure here, keep possession of the ball, try and mount their own attacks.
Pando now. The ingoing run there from Kirovski. Pando tries to work his way up for Vahenis. Gravison safely to Roberto Carlos. Zidane, or rather Guti on the turn. Such great passing in tight quarters. Real Madrid technically far superior in that aspect of the game. But LA with plenty of hope and plenty of energetic and fortitude tonight. Vahenis now, the captain. Wide right as Albright joins the attack, sends it in for Cobi Jones on the edge of the box. Right back out is LA looking to stretch this Real Madrid defense. Albright's left-footed delivery cut out there by Helguera. It falls for Pando Ramirez, who touches it left first time. Pando has his shot blocked.
The one thing about Pando, there's no shots that he wants to pass up. He's not afraid to hit it.
They say he never saw a shot he didn't like.
Definitely. He's still waiting to score his first, though, in the league, and hopefully one of those shots will go in. The interesting thing as you watch Real is you really see how their midfield moves around a lot. Beckham tucks in. It looks more like a diamond. Gravison at the deep part of the diamond. Zidane, Guti tucks in. Beckham does. Sometimes Owen comes wide to a flank. They're very versatile. They're very flexible. But the fulcrum for them in midfield, besides Zidane on offense, is Gravison on defense. Everything revolves. He's their new Claude Makelele. He does the same job that Claude does for Chelsea.
Many thinking that this slump in Real Madrid, at least by their own expectations and standards, was due to the departure of Claude Makelele a couple of years ago, and then Gravison brought in at the mid-season mark from Everton, looking to solidify and shore up the defensive ranks in midfield. Certainly he has done that as Real looked vastly improved in the second half of the campaign, but unable to beat out Barcelona. Meanwhile, it's Roberto Carlos playing an early ball in. Not enough support that time as Raul was the sole target. There is Roberto Carlos, 31 years old. Just got back from holiday in Sao Paulo. Possibly the most powerful defender in the world. And you look at the Home Depot Center tonight, it's packed to capacity, and why not? How often do you have a chance to play against the likes of a team the caliber of Real Madrid? And this match selling out, well, very, very quickly. Over the top here for Pando as he chases it down into the corner, marked by Salgado, who does well to win out. And this Spaniard showing a formidable skill on the right side of defense. Zidane. Zidane, 33, playing like he's 23, looking very spry. Gravison now. Carlos makes his run and plenty of space opening up now. And the Brazilian has his sights set on goal, chips it up and in. And Tyrone Marshall, just back from Gold Cup duty, manages to cut that one out.
Tyrone does a good job cutting that out. Roberto Carlos obviously loves to attack on that side. One of the things the Galaxy might be able to take advantage of is if they can win possession and counter-attack over their right wing into the rear of Roberto Carlos when he's pushed forward, and that's an opportunity for them to counter. We'll see if that happens tonight.
Gravison back to Helguera, now Pavon. Roberto Carlos. And you surely would expect the Olays to come out tonight for the Spaniards. They switch it with such relative ease. Salgado. Zidane. Now Beckham. They looked very crisp in training last night. About 8,000 or a little over 8,000 showing up to the Home Depot Center to take in the Real Madrid training session. And not disappointing is the likes of Beckham and Figo, as well as Raul coming out. And this man, Zidane.
When you have the quality of players Real has, they're all just so technically sound. There's not many missed passes. There's not many badly timed balls that are hit or bad runs. They're just technically a very sound team.
And they start to ping it around. What a spell of possession. About 22 touches. Make it 23. 24. Zinedine Zidane makes it 25. Sends it up now. Guti looking at goal. Slips it through. Beckham onside. David Beckham just wide of the far post. The Englishman, though, just couldn't quite control it.
With the utmost respect for David Beckham, who's a great player, that's the difference between Beckham and Owen. Owen's a goal scorer, similar opportunity. He gets that chip right and beats him. Beckham does the same thing. He realizes the goalkeeper's going to go down, just lifts it a little bit, but just pushes it a little bit wide of the goal.
Ramirez, the guilty party that time for the Galaxy, letting Beckham run through. And Beckham clearly onside in that instance. Just inside a quarter of an hour here. Real Madrid leading to a 6-minute strike from Michael Owen off a lovely ball there from Zizou.
You also got to ask yourself, where's Todd Donovan out there?
Well, perhaps he's chewing his nails. Who knows? He's got to be pretty nervous. Gravison. Beckham dropping a bit deeper. Going on the run now is Zinedine Zidane. And Albright able to cut that one out and put out that fire for the time being. There's Todd Donovan. And Steve Sampson gets to his feet. A very dapper Steve Sampson, I might add, tonight. Hugo Ihemilu. A Nigerian-born defender now making a living here in MLS. The LA Galaxy getting their first win in 7 games at the expense of Chivas USA on Saturday night. Their 3rd consecutive victory in the the LA Superclásico.
The Galaxy's doing the right thing now. They're trying to get a little bit of possession, knock the ball, get a little bit of their confidence back, you know, get a little swagger in their own step. And so what they've got to do now is hold the ball a little bit. Cobi needs to push a little higher on the right to cause a little more problems, but possession right now is the key to calming their nerves.
And every reason to be nervous. This Real Madrid side, 29 league titles, 17 Spanish Cups, 9 European Cups. Then you get a look at Vanderlei Luxemburgo, who came over on New Year's Eve after leading Santos to the Brazilian title last year in 2004.
He's had such great success in Brazil. Now he's getting a chance to do it in Spain. What better place to try and be successful than Real Madrid?
Yes, it's like inheriting a gold mine. Not too shabby. Albright, meanwhile, up to Cobi. And Kobe's touch eludes him that time. Gravison too hot to handle for him. Cobi Jones trying to storm his way through. The 35-year-old's done very well. Vahenas now on the turn is Jovan Karofsky just outside the 18. Marked very tightly here by Pavon. And that's easy in the end for Real Madrid. Guti for Beckham. Zidane.
I think when you watch Real play, one of the things Zidane does so well is he sort of defends for his team, but really doesn't fully defend, and he hangs right on the edge so that when they win the ball, they're always able to get out on a counter through Zidane and find him. And that's an extremely valuable talent. You have to know when to cheat on defense so you can help your team get out and counter.
Jones. Over hits it for Karofsky, controlled by Salgado. This is Beckham.
And they're not shy about getting the ball to Zidane either.
And possibly the most gifted player with the ball at his feet right now, but getting on in the years, long in the tooth, if you will. Zidane, turning 33 in 2005, has retired from international football, and well, they're trying to get into play some more seasons in Real Madrid, but his future remains cloudy at best. Meanwhile, they come forward again behind Michel Salgado. Salgado now, cheeky back heel for Beckham. Good control here from the Englishman. Beckham likes it on his right foot, cuts it back to his left, goes with his off foot, and presents a troublesome ball there from Kevin Hartman, who does well to corral.
Good individual effort by David Beckham there. You see the ball here, Salgado, great little back heel, side flick there to get the ball to Beckham. Beckham comes inside, cuts back to his left right here, doesn't quite get all of it on the shot.
I can count on my right hand how many times I've seen Beckham score off the left foot, and it's only once. Manchester United about 2 years ago.
And I think Beckham's seen more of his own games, and he probably doesn't need more than 2 hands to count him up, for sure.
Definitely a free kick specialist and a talented player on the right side. When he came into Real Madrid under the old coaching regime, he's asked to play more of a central role, and that not really his natural position. Now with Luxemburgo coming in and changing things up just a bit, and the transfer of Gravison, it's allowed Beckham to come back to his more natural right side, and surely he's going to flourish as he did last year.
Plus, he's able to play the right side the way he likes to play it, which is coming in at times, staying wide at other times, which makes it a lot easier for a player to find his space and find his time on the ball.
Becks for Helguera. Here's Pavon. Trying to work it forward for Zizou. On it right now is Karaski. Has the run forward from Hercules Gomez to no avail. Near side now for Bando Ramirez, and the Guatemalan has some support here on the near side. On the overlapping run is Todd Donovan. Bando now switching the field for Cobi Jones. Well-controlled ball as Albright brings it down. Albright sets it up, and it comes here for Kurowski. And that one, well, overhit just a bit. Tough to control there for Jovan. Bex sends it forward now. Pacey run. And Raul unable to beat Hugo Ihemilu to it.
Definitely Emilu has very good pace, so unless you're running Michael Owen against him, chances are you're not going to get behind him. I don't think Raul has enough pace to get behind him. Owen might.
There is Hugo Ihemilu from Enugu, Nigeria, originally. He's 21 years of age. And what a test for him, and what a learning experience this can be. Certainly will prove to be beneficial in the long run, I'm sure. Beckham tried to sneak it through for Zizou. Nagamura getting himself tied up in knots with the former Manchester United player. And a free kick awarded to Real. Salgado for the captain, Raul. Guti. And the field will be switched as Roberto Carlos, never shy about joining the attack, does so again. Such a rapid pace here. Excellent possession and superb passing from Real Madrid. Gravison.
Just complete respect for their playmaker, Zidane, getting the ball to him whenever they can.
Flag stays down for Salgado. Good ball there from Gravison. Salgado working very hard. Gravison turns it back. Zinedine Zidane now trying to heat things up. Overhits it for Guti, picking up by Roberto Carlos. And Chris Albright able to defend, and defend well.
And Roberto apologized right after he made that first touch. He realized he had a bad touch. You don't see them do that very often.
And what I see right away here, Ziggy, is the lack of space that LA is getting as they try to distribute out of the back, something that they're not used to, and perhaps, of course, not the caliber, but the space.
Well, one of the things that international teams do much better than is still being done in the MLS is just the compactness of the team. They get up as a unit, and so when they're attacking, they lose the ball, they've got defenders up. They're right next to forwards. They're not standing, ball watching, and giving the forwards a little bit of space. Hercules Gomez has not seen the ball in this game so far. Jovan's seen it a couple of times, but certainly the forwards are being well taken care of.
Far side now, is that one belted in and handled in the back deftly by Tyrone Marshall. Marshall feeling a little bit of pressure here from Michael Owen. Dogged determination giving way here for Real Madrid. There'll be a free kick here for the hosts. Real Madrid, as I mentioned, their illustrious honor list goes on and on. 66 major honors. An incredible tally in 9 European Cups. No side has won more European Cups on the entire planet than Real Madrid.
Their history has just been incredible. I was 8 years old when I saw Real Madrid play for the first time, 1961. I can tell you exactly where I sat and exactly where I was in the Coliseum and the final score and everything. It left such an impression. And I'm sure there's kids here today that are watching this game that will walk away with those same kind of memories.
Here comes Cobi now, trying to draw level here with Real Madrid. Albright on the overlap. Good tight marking there by Roberto Carlos, who doesn't budge. Touched away by Guti. A lovely display of skill to link up with Zidane. Zidane, good run from Beckham here. Here comes the counterattack from the Spanish side. Zizou, a lovely little step over again. Jose Maria Gutierrez, or simply Guti, finds Gravison near side for Salgado.
There's such a good mix in Real's game where it's patience, patience, patience. Then all of a sudden there's an explosion and a burst. Then it's patience, patience, patience again. And there's an example of the Galaxy just winning the ball back and being over anxious and not holding on to it.
We are midway through the first half here at California State University Dominguez Hills, the Home Depot Center tonight. A very special edition here of Monday Night Football on Fox Soccer Channel. Ziggy Schmidt alongside Christian Miles. So glad you could join us. The LA Galaxy trailing Real Madrid on a 6-minute strike from Michael Owen. while Michael Owen's future remains cloudy at Real Madrid. So certainly he's doing all he can to solidify and ingratiate himself to the coaching staff. His future, along with Luis Figo, is very much in doubt. Many thinking that he will go, and of course there's the whole Robinho fiasco, the player from Santos who is rumored to join Real Madrid, but Real having their $25 million offer to Santos rebuked by the Brazilian champions, leaving things pretty much back at, well, square one in that regard.
But Robinho right now is refusing to work for Santos, so you know, he definitely wants that move.
It's a soap opera, I tell you, as Gravison tries to thread it through for Owen. Support there from Roberto Carlos, and the LA defense doing very well under a lot of pressure right now.
The one quality LA has in their defense, Albright, Imolu, Tyrone Marshall all have very, very good speed, and that helps you make up for some errors sometimes, allows you to chase balls down like Chris Albright just did.
And both players over 6 feet tall as well. Imolu presenting a lot of size in the central partnership back there tonight, along with Tyrone Marshall, also over 6 feet. And coming off some great international matches as of late in the Gold Cup. More on that later. Meanwhile, an early ball from Roberto Carlos, a misclear from Hugo Hiemelu. Here's Jones.
Real allowing the Galaxy no space. Every time they try and play into a forward, he's just very tightly marked, and if you beat one, there's immediate cover right away, and there's a second one there.
Nagamura, who spent some time in the Arsenal reserves in 2002, 2003, all the way till the beginning of this season with the Galaxy. He's seen some European experience. As Beckham looking for Raul and cut out by Marshall. Had him on his right shoulder. Great turn there from Tyrone. Nagamura now playing it wide for Cobi Jones. LA just trying to get it out of their own half and get into the attacking half. Good little touch there from Jovan Korowski, trying to turn on the Jets here. He's been hampered by injury. Switches the field for Pando. Here comes Pando now, the Guatemalan captain. Gets some support here from Donovan. Pando Ramirez and the Galaxy running out of ideas. Touch back. Korowski has it blocked.
Good effort by the Galaxy there. Great little touchback by Peter Vagenas. You know, they almost got themselves in. Korowski's shot ends up getting blocked. But that was a good attacking movement there by the LA Galaxy.
And see what LA can do with their possession now. As it's played back for Marshall. Ihemelu. And certainly with such formidable skill as Real presents, you want to keep that ball as long as you can. And that one, well, a bit careless. Marshall, though, doing well to win it. Might have done the right thing there, colliding with Thomas Gravison, sitting it right into reverse. I saw him in training last night, and I had to backpedal just seeing him walk off the pitch. Meanwhile, Pando goes down under the challenge at Ivan Helguera.
Gravison is definitely what they call in the old days a hard man. He definitely is willing to lay a tackle. Here's a foul there by Helguera. You know, so first opportunity there for the Galaxy. Take advantage of a free kick here. Get some of their big bodies in. They're slowly getting forward. You know, they're trying to take a little bit of a breather here as they set this free kick up. But they've got some good big people in the box.
No real test now for Casillas. Miscommunication there with Roberto Carlos, though. They've got to just attribute that to preseason rust, I guess. They succumb the corner kick in the first of the match for the Galaxy.
Obviously, the timing's off a little there. Roberto Carlos is known for his attacking, not his defending, for sure. Casillas, a youngster who's been in goal, it seems like forever for this club.
And he's only 24 years of age, coming up, well, through the club system. Started as a 7-year-old with the Madrid side. Meanwhile, he comes out and, well, his long years at the club paying off there. Quickly rolled out for Guti now, and off to the races comes 31-year-old Roberto Carlos. Wide to the left now. Zizou holding off Cobi Jones.
He is just almost impossible to knock off the ball. When Zidane has it, it's tough to get it from him.
Gravison nearly bundled over there by Korowski. Finds Salgado. Salgado off on his run. Well cut out by Pando Ramirez. Oh, and a careless giveaway right there, but Pando was fouled by the Danish international. And it's going to be a booking, the first of the match here for the visitors. And that will bring a roar of approval from the Home Depot Center faithful.
Gravison wasn't happy with his 1-2, but I don't think he had forgotten that Pondo had bowled over Zidane on a tough tackle. So it was a good time, I'm sure he felt, to send a message.
Chance here for the Galaxy to get through. Many thinking that Real Madrid's defense has been suspect for a club at the top of European and world football. And certainly that attributed chiefly to the departure of Francisco Hierro a couple of years ago.
But they're trying to rectify that right now, and certainly Luxembourgo, as he's brought in players and has altered the system a little bit. Gravison installed as a defensive midfielder and an anchor. You know, 3 solid defenders in the back, Segado, Higuera, Pavón. They're trying to certainly rectify that situation.
And partially attributed to rectifying that situation was the inclusion of Walter Samuel, who was brought over from Roma at the beginning of the campaign. Had a rough start to the season, but really came on at the second half. He is not traveling with the side, alongside a player that many have forgotten about, Englishman Jonathan Woodgate, who has yet to see a minute of action for the side since transferring from Newcastle United.
Wasn't a good transfer for Woodgate.
Or Real Madrid, who felt a bit hard done by, paying £13 million for the Englishman. Meanwhile, Nagamura has sidestepped his way through Helguera, tries to leave it off. 11th hour defending by Helguera. Guti sends it up for Zizou. Lovely one-touch and excellent football here as the flag stays down. Salgado storming forward on the near side. Support here for Michael Owen. A big test here for young Todd Donovan out of Stanford University. Gravison swings it in. They think about it, and they go for it, and Hartman denies. Good save by the Galaxy goalkeeper.
What are the Galaxy thinking there? You can't let Roberto Carlos tee it up from anything inside of 40. You know, he's about 25 yards away here, collects this ball, no pressure, and is able to launch a shot. You can't give him a lot of those because the next one's going to stick.
The trajectory, the pace, and sheer velocity enough to put Hartman to ground. Roberto Carlos, I said he was the most powerful defender in the world, and well, that may be spot on. That flicked in, punched away by Hartman. Great effort that time by Pavón. The Galaxy living dangerously at the back as we move past the half-hour mark.
There's been some good chances for Real. Certainly Beckham's opportunity. Watch this corner again. Good in-swinging corner here. Pavón with the nice flick. Hartman's doing well. He knows some of those balls have velocity on them, so he's just getting them out instead of maybe trying to catch them and dropping them.
Just to keep you apprised of what's going on in the scene for the LA Galaxy side. As I mentioned, it had a winless run snapped on Saturday nights. Still playing without the services of Landon Donovan, and as well as Michael Umania. Umania, though, back from Gold Cup after Costa Rica was knocked out. So they're happy to welcome him back along with Tyrone Marshall. The long list of walking wounded continues, but we'll talk about that in a moment. Meanwhile, Zizou dispossessed here by Cobi Jones. Still on it now is Zizou working his way through, and out comes Hartman. And Zinedine Zidane on a mazy run through 4 defenders. Brilliant there from the Frenchman.
Kevin came up with a good save coming off his line, but you watch Zidane and it never looks like he's in high gear. He's just cruise, 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 and all of a sudden he's past 2-3 guys. But you know, it's just immaculate ball skills. He's just so smooth on the ball. He doesn't look like he's going at the speed he actually is.
It's like a walk in the park. Silky smooth, supple skills there from 33-year-old Zinedine Zidane, originally from Marseille, France.
Well, right now the Galaxy's front 6, the 2 forwards and the 4 midfielders, have just been completely overrun. They've had no part of this game. They're not getting close to people defensively. They're not clogging them up. And certainly on the offensive end, they're not creating anything.
And they nearly create something on the other end as Raul was put through. Well read there by Kevin Hartman. Pando. Also back from a brief stint of international duty in the Gold Cup for Guatemala as they were knocked out. Meanwhile, it goes through now. Chance for Michael Owen. Owen! Over the top and just wide. He nearly had 2.
A lot of people might have thought that was offside, but it wasn't. Owen was the late runner. So you had the offsides there with Raul, but Owen came late. Chips Hartman just puts it wide.
Here's a great touch, and, well, reminiscent of what happened to Beckham's ball moments ago. Beckham unable to slot it home, and Chip Hartman with the first time touch. Michael Owen, who had a hard time getting into the starting 11 with the likes of Ronaldo and Raul in the attacking lineup, along with Guti, mainly coming on as a sub for most of the season, doing very well last campaign and making name for himself and becoming a fan favorite at the Bernabeu. Helguera. Becks.
I don't know about you at home, but I think this is just fun to watch. You know, they're just their mastery of the ball, their willingness to change rhythm and tempo in the game, to be patient, to attack at speed at the right times, just to give the opponent's defense a chance to get unbalanced by their passing.
Here's Zinedine Zidane working his way left, leaving it for Roberto Carlos. Support here from Gravison. Quick to the ball now, and rapid touches here. One touch clean. Here comes Carlos, is put through on the wing, sends it straight in for Raul. Chasing it down is Michael Owen in a foot race with Pando. Takes the Englishman to ground, and there'll be a free kick here for Real. And no disrespect here for the LA Galaxy, but I get what you're talking about, Ziggy. Watching Real Madrid play is like watching the Harlem Globetrotters play.
Maybe not quite at that level. This I thought was a harsh foul on Michael Owen. I didn't think that was much of a foul at all. But it's just, you know, it's a team. What happens as well, when you play at the level they've played at, you just get confident. You feel confident. You never feel you're under pressure. You're very comfortable, whether the score is 1-0, 2-0, 2-1, 3-2. You face so many situations. You just play with a great amount of composure. The Galaxy right now is a nervous team. Real is a very relaxed, comfortable team.
And Los Angeles doing very well to keep the scoreline 1-0. Much to the credit of their astute defending thus far. And another foul as LA inches its way into the attacking half. Cobi Jones not showing any trepidation whatsoever here.
Now, some of the veterans, Cobi, Jovan had a couple of moments. You know, they definitely have been through this before, so they're more confident. And for the Galaxy only be down 1-0 right now is a good thing. This is where you wish you had a timeout in soccer just to get the guys regrouped. But I'm sure in the second half they're going to come out with a lot more vim and vinegar and really push it to them.
Here's Karofsky, closed down by Pavon. Real winning out again. Lovely skill in the back. Zinedine Zidane now. Pushing and rapidly pushing is Michel Pavon for Beckham in the central area, and dispossessed by Paulo Nagamura. They win it back though. Salgado, drawing a sea of defenders, finds Guti. Roberto Carlos. Helguera now for Zidane, as they calm things down just a bit. They can turn it on, speed it up, slow it down, seemingly at will.
By the way, if Zidane wanted to, I think he could play until he was 40. With those skills, you never get caught in possession. You never have to do a lot of running and chasing. You just keep knocking the ball.
Sublime player and a treat to watch.
Always been one of my favorites.
I'd have to agree with you on that one, Ziggy. Meanwhile, Nagamura trying to work his way past the legend, and does. Gets his way around and behind Gravison, sidesteps the defenders again. Paulo Nagamura showing some bright skill of his own, finding Pando Ramirez. Here's Pando laying it back off on the dirt as Hercules sets it up for Cobi. Good one touch in. Hercules! Not strong enough this time, young man, says Ilker Casillas.
It's a good run there by Hercules and a good effort. You know, nice attacking play by the Galaxy. They've had 3 or 4 very good attacking movements and have caused Real some problems with that, and that's encouraging to see.
He said that Real have had their defensive frailties throughout the years, a side that's not noted for its sturdy defending and more of its flair and attack.
And it's still early in preseason. Their fitness level is probably not where it should be. So, you know, the Galaxy, who's in season, should be able to push the tempo a little bit, and that might come to their advantage in the second half.
They will play 5 games in a series of 12 days. Real Madrid, as their next stop takes them to Beijing on Saturday to take on Beijing Guoan.
That's one way to get your fitness. I'm sure the players are happy about that. They'd rather play games to get fit than have to go train and run mountains and do hills.
Early ball in, easily saved this time from Kevin Hartman. Pando Ramirez back the other way for LA. Vahenis. Good one touch for Donovan. Nagamura trying to work his way through. He's brought to ground. Now, the Spanish season doesn't begin until August 28th, when Real Madrid will open on the road to newly promoted Primera Liga side Cadiz. So they've got some time to find their legs. And remember, I told you they've only been training for about a week and a half now. This is their second competitive preseason match. And this set up nicely to the near side. Brought back well, but Casillas reads it to perfection, keeping it away from Hercules. Hercules Gomez, what a feel-good story he is, Ziggy. Player you brought over to the side in 2002, and now, well, he's a late bloomer, but he's starting to blossom at the right time.
Hercules has a lot of talent. I mean, he's a very young player. When I brought him into the Galaxy, he was 19, 20 years old, still learning his way. You know, went back to San Diego, gained a little bit of confidence. He's got a great shot. He's got great speed, and he's got a great desire to work hard for you every day. So you can't ask a lot more from a player, and it's good to see his success now. 3 goals.
3 goals in the last 2 games, I might add. Scoring both of the goals for the LA Galaxy a couple of nights ago here at the Home Depot Center over Chivas USA, and well, adding to the cause at Giant Stadium back on July 9th, a 2-1 loss to the Metro Stars. Meanwhile, it's Pando Ramirez. Pando has it thwarted by Casillas. Really no support there for Pando, who went on an amazing run with no support.
This is a good time period for the Galaxy right now, and these last 5 minutes, I think they can press the issue a little bit, but they're playing with more confidence. They're holding on to the ball. They're willing to take some people on now at the right times, and that's been very good for their game.
Carlos or Zidane. And LA, well, starting to shed those early butterflies now and giving Real more of a game as the pace begins to slow down just a bit. Salgado. Beckham. This is Pavon for an advancing Roberto Carlos. Guti now trying to turn his way through midfield. Guti getting used to play more of a defensive role and a distribution factor for Real Madrid with all the talent. And talk about talent, that's what Zidane has as he finds Salgado. Raul tries to bring it back. And rather, Raul latching onto that pass, but what a piece of skill from the magician Zidane.
It was on Raul's wrong foot, unfortunately. He's a left-footed player, so he's a little bit more skillful when he hits the cross with the left than the right.
Good control here from David Beckham. David Beckham finds his way through, leaves it for Guti. Trying to work their way forward. Zidane on the lift. Now, had the advancing around again of Raul, but no connection made.
He saw him, but he just missed him. Good run here by Beckham, lays the ball back. Great ball here by Guti, just behind. Nice little layoff by Owen. Zidane maybe can pull the trigger on that. Saw Raul out of the corner of his eye, just missed him.
David Beckham, the most popular footballer in the world. Zinedine Zidane, possibly the best footballer in the world. Although many would be citing the exploits of one man sitting on the bench for Real Madrid in Ronaldo. We probably will see in this second half.
He's a sub. What a great sub to have. I'd like to have that guy on the bench.
Yes, definitely a candidate for 12th man of the year, that's for sure. No offense to the LA Riot Squad. Closing moments of half number 1. A very special edition of Monday Night Football here on Fox Soccer Channel. Real Madrid leading the LA Galaxy in a preseason friendly for them. The Galaxy in mid-season form right now, 18 games in their MLS campaign. Seeing them in 3rd place in the Western Conference in MLS as we get geared up for the second half run and a look to the playoffs. LA trailing the San Jose Earthquakes as well as FC Dallas. Get a chance to rest their weary bones in a couple of weeks when Fulham Football Club comes into town to take on the MLS All-Stars. And MLS will be, the LA Galaxy will be represented by Landon Donovan as well as Chris Albright in that affair.
Very happy for Chris Albright and his selection to the All-Star team, even though he's missed a good part of the season due to an injury. I think it really shows the respect that he's gotten from the coaches around the league as being probably the best attacking back in the league right now. Although we haven't seen him attack too much tonight.
He's had his hands full, that's for sure. Is Karofsky making a forward run. Good little run again. Brought back, and on a burst of pace there from the LA Galaxy, rather, was Herculez Gomez. This is Cobi Jones, and it's not dead yet. Headed away by Gravison. Playing with more urgency. Nagamura sends it into rope P. Paulo Nagamura.
Paulo said everybody's been hitting crosses, missing each other. I'm just going to let her rip, see what I can do. You know, hit it a little bit high. Nice layoff by Cobi. Paulo lets it rip with the left foot, but puts it high and wide. And handsome.
Ay, ay, ay. He will have loved to have that one back 1,000 times over. Final minute. Los Angeles Galaxy representing the United States soccer scene right now. And doing pretty well, holding 29 times Spanish champion Real Madrid. Not firmly at bay, but on the scoreboard, things could be a lot worse when you consider the likes of who you're playing against. Nagamura gives it to Jones. Harassed by Gravison. Joining the attack now. From the back is Donovan, sends it wide here for Ramirez. Pondo brings it back, and Carlos with a sturdy header away. Beckham. And that's going to do it. The first half is in the books, and at halftime, our scoreline reads the Los Angeles Galaxy 0, Real Madrid 1. Michael Owen, the game's only goal scorer on the 6th minute. Make sure you stick around. You got plenty more coming up. You're watching international club-friendly football right here on Fox Soccer Channel.
The preceding presentation was brought to you by The Home Depot. You can do it, we can help.
Our new fan is cool, and what we paid for it is even cooler.
Right now at the Home Depot, you can seize the summer. Get 20 to 30% off select ceiling fans and lighting, including the best-selling brand, Hampton Bay, and designs from Hunter you won't find anywhere else. It's just one more way we're driving down prices, and at up to 30% off, giving you more options.
At the Home Depot, you can do it, we can help.
This game is brought to you by Adidas, for all the hopes and dreams of soccer fans and players. Adidas, inspiring a new soccer nation.
Fast-paced, rough, and wildly popular. It's the toughest sport on 2 feet. Your only home for rugby is Fox Soccer Channel, featuring the Super 12, plus other top-flight weekly tournament competitions. Rugby, Monday late nights, exclusively on Fox Soccer Channel. Major League Soccer celebrates its 10th season with Fox Soccer Channel. Saturday, it's a showdown in the West. Clint Mathis and Real Salt Lake look to make a run up the standings. While firing on all cylinders, FC Dallas is proving they're the team to beat in the West. This Saturday, Real Salt Lake, FC Dallas on Fox Soccer Channel.
Aquí está São Paulo, tricampeón de la Copa Libertadores de América. São Paulo, campeón, campeón, campeón.
Congratulations, Sao Paulo, Copa Toyota Libertadores champions.
Hi, I'm Chuck Norris.
And I'm Christy Brinkley.
The Total Gym is the one piece of fitness equipment that replaces an entire gym full of equipment. It's the fastest and most effective way I've ever seen to get into shape and stay in shape. A few minutes a day is all it takes to get into the best shape of your life.
And we're not the only ones that feel this way. The Total Gym is now used in over 14,000 health and fitness facilities to train millions of people each year.
It's the favorite of everyone from world-class and professional athletes to millions of families who have it in their homes. And with over $1 billion in sales in 85 countries, the Total Gym stands alone.
And right now, you can try it in your own home, absolutely risk-free, for an entire month. You won't even be charged for shipping and handling. Or you can ask for this free DVD and information kit.
To try your Total Gym, call 1-800-323-8143. That's 1-800-323-8143. Call now.
Welcome back. It's halftime and a dream scoreline if you're an LA Galaxy fan, as they're only down a 0-0 to Real Madrid in a very special international club friendly here at the Home Depot Center on the campus of California State University, Dominguez Hills. Well, this is not the first match in the Real Madrid preseason campaign. On Saturday, it was in Chicago at Soldier Field as they took on Mexican powerhouse CD Chivas Guadalajara. And we go to the second half, 72nd minute. Francisco Paco Palencia takes a lovely ball here from Garcia, slams it in the goal to make it 1-0, and the Mexicans jumping to their feet in Chicago, but that lead would be short-lived. 5 minutes later, Beckham finds Alvaro Mejia to make it 1-1. The defenders striking and equalizing, and then 10 minutes later, it was Guti taking that one from Soldado. The Spaniards jump out in front, and then 4 minutes into stoppage time, a lovely cross sent straight in here. And beautiful finish. This time, Soldado plays the role of finisher. The final 3-1 going to Real Madrid. Now, this is not the first time that Real Madrid has played in the United States, but we have to go back a long, long time ago. They played against Ongaria of Hungary back on July 19th in 1959, a series of friendlies that year. And before that, it was way back in 1927. And the good times continue to roll as Real Madrid took on USC Los Angeles back in the 60s, Ziggy.
And there's that game, 1961. I was there. I was 8 years old, so you can guess my age now. But it left an indelible mark on me that I'll always remember. And there's some great games that they've played, FC Cologne there, and then you see them coming over playing a CONCACAF selection in 1990. You know, you see them playing the Mexican national team coming out at the wrong end. And then they were here three years ago when they were in New York to play against AS Roma.
Crowd of over 70,000 on hand. Scoreless draw between the Spanish Giants and the former Italian champions. Well, make sure you keep it right here on Fox Soccer Channel as Major League Soccer comes your way each and every Saturday night. This coming weekend, it's Real Salt Lake taking on mighty FC Dallas. That should be a good one. Join us here on FSC, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time. It's live, 8:30 p.m. in Mexico. So it should be a good one. And remember to keep it here right on Fox Soccer Channel for MLS Wrap with all the goals and highlights. Join Mark Rogandito, midnight Eastern, 9 p.m. Pacific. And for our Spanish-speaking audience, you can check Resumen MLS, 1:30 p.m. Eastern Time is Showtime kickoff for a good week of MLS highlights, goals, and much, much more. All right, we're just getting started here. It's halftime, medio tiempo, if you will. Real Madrid leading LA 1-0.
Watch Fox Soccer USA, Tuesdays 8 p.m. Eastern, only on Fox Soccer Channel.
A happy Monday evening to one and all soccer fans around the world, seeing Real Madrid coming into North America, Los Angeles in particular on this occasion, leading the LA Galaxy here at halftime 1-0 and an international club friendly. Well, a big fixture list coming up for the LA Galaxy. They take on DC United right here at the HTC on Saturday night, a midweek match at Gillette Stadium to take on the New England Revolution, and it's back on August 3rd to take on Chivas USA. That in the MLS Cup, or US Open Cup, and then a trip to Colorado and Chicago to round out mid-August. So we take a look at the way things open up for the La Liga season for Real Madrid. As I mentioned, at Cadiz, at home to Celta, visiting Espanyol, and then back home to Athletic, and then, well, the newly promoted side again on the 25th at Alaves.
Certainly a good opportunity for Real to jump onto some points early in their season there.
All right, well, things are just beginning to heat up here at the HTC. Real Madrid putting on a fine display throughout much of the first half, perhaps petering out a bit due to a lack of fitness at the end. We will see how things round out when we return for the second half kickoff right after this short commercial break.
I'm Ben Olsen, and you're watching Fox Soccer Channel.
Casillas with not a lot to do, but this man sure did. Guti lifting it up. David Beckham should have made it 2-0 right here. Chips Kevin Hartman, but sends it just wide.
And you can't give this man a shot from inside of 40. Roberto Carlos unleashes a bomb that Kevin Hartman can only punch away.
Roberto Carlos, that from about 25 yards deep, unleashes with fervent pace. And then, speaking of being released, Michael Owen finds himself in open space. And this time, well, perhaps he saw a little bit of Beckham on that one, sending that one just wide. As we look at our shots on goal, Real Madrid really dominating the festivities. Quality chances for them, 11 in total, 5 for the LA Galaxy, 6 saves for Kevin Hartman, 3 saves for Casillas, just 1 corner for Real Madrid in the first half. And the bookings, well, all even. Pando Ramirez getting one early, and Thomas Gravison getting one later on in the first half for the visitors. All right, we promised to bring you this second half kickoff right after this short commercial break. Real Madrid and the LA Galaxy, stay with us.
The preceding presentation was brought to you by Gillette. Gillette, the best a man can get.
There's no feeling like M3 Power. Press the button and feel the boost in performance. Introducing M3 Power Nitro, the first battery-powered shaving system from Gillette. M3 Power with a bold new look. Press the button. Nothing shaves better. We guarantee it. Boost the performance. Feel the power of the world's closest, most comfortable shave. New M3 Power Nitro from Gillette.
We are the men and women of the United States Army Reserve. We are regular people who share our time serving our country and our communities. Our training makes us stronger as soldiers and as citizens who stand ready.
To find out how you can serve your country in the Army Reserve, call 1-888-624-ARMY for this free DVD and get a free sports watch. Stand ready in the Army Reserve.
When is a diet pill worth $153 a bottle? When you're more than 20 pounds overweight and every diet plan has failed. Now there's Leptoprin.
Specifically developed for the significantly overweight, backed by a United States patent, a double-blind published clinical trial, and an ironclad 100% 30-day money-back guarantee. Leptoprin is simply the most powerful, clinically proven weight control compound available, period.
If you're one of those people who constantly worry about 5 or 6 vanity pounds, Leptoprin is not for you. Leptoprin is much too expensive and much too powerful for the casual dieter. But if you're one of the millions of Americans who are 20, 30, 50 pounds or more overweight, you need Leptoprin.
So when is a diet pill worth $153 a bottle? When it works, really works.
Isn't it time you tried Leptoprin? Call 1-800-490-6741, 1-800-490-6741.
One by one.
They step forward.
A nurse.
A teacher.
A homemaker.
And lives are saved.
But the problem is enormous. Every 3 seconds, one person dies.
Of starvation.
AIDS. Poverty.
Aid groups.
Just as they did for the tsunami, are uniting as one. But we need your help. One more person. Letter.
Voice can spell the difference.
Americans have an unprecedented
Opportunity.
to make poverty history. Please visit one. We're not asking for your money. We're asking for your voice.
Hi, I'm Lisa.
And I'm Brandon. Join Brandon Johnson and Lisa Malik for Fox Soccer USA every Tuesday on Fox Soccer Channel for what's hip, happening, and hot on and off soccer fields across America.
Watch Fox Soccer USA, Tuesdays 8 p.m. Eastern only on Fox Soccer Channel.
The most powerful club in world club football paying a visit tonight to Southern California to take on perhaps the most powerful club throughout the brief 10-year history of Major League Soccer, the LA Galaxy. Well, at least one of them. I'm sure DC United would have something to say about that, but LA Galaxy representing Major League Soccer very well tonight, taking on the Spaniards and, well, doing a pretty good job in the first half, Ziggy, keeping them at bay throughout this potent first half from Real Madrid that showed a lot of spark and a lot of flair going forward.
Now, Real certainly created a lot of things early in the half, got some good opportunities, scored a great goal, but the Galaxy kept them off the board after that. And in the last 5 minutes, the Galaxy needs to come out now and basically build upon what they did in the last 5-10 minutes of the first half. Should have helped their confidence, should be able to get them going, be able to get them to attack Real Madrid now and not sit back on their heels.
We saw a lot of changes on Saturday when Real Madrid took on Chivas Guadalajara as unlimited substitutions came their way. We'll talk about that in just a moment. Let's take a look at some of the upcoming action here on Fox Soccer Channel's Everton taking on Manchester United. And now let's get back to the action on the pitch as Real Madrid and the LA Galaxy have kicked off. And Real, as we mentioned, well, they made a lot of changes, Ziggy, on Saturday night at Soldier Field. Zinedine Zidane coming off at the break, replaced by Guti, but we certainly will expect to see a lot of changes for Vanderlei Luxemburgo as he looks to get all of his players fully match fit, ready for the season.
Well, he's going to see, you know, this early in the season when you just started, you're going to check who's feeling tight, who's got a little bit of an ache and a pain, and if they're feeling all right, you'll give them a few minutes more. So right now, both teams, no substitutions. They're going to let those guys that played the first half run a little more.
Controlled well by Nagamura. Off to the races comes the LA Galaxy. Good forward play this time, and player goes to ground. Took to see who it was. It may have been Hercules, and it was.
Hercules trying to run at him. He does not lack in confidence, and he's certainly willing to be aggressive. You know, a little bit of over dribbling there, but he certainly went at them, which is something the Galaxy needs to do.
I talked to Hercules last night at the Real Madrid training session. I'd like to say a special hello to his parents, getting a chance to see him play professionally in Major League Soccer for the first time tonight. So a happy night for Hercules Gomez. And, well, you couldn't think of a better team to be playing against if you wanted to see your parents see you play for the first time in MLS, Real Madrid.
That's got to be a dream debut, and they got to be sitting there very proud. I know if I was the parent of a son who did that, I'd probably be in tears right now. I'd be so proud of my son.
Gravison lays it off for Roberto Carlos with plenty of space to work here. The Brazilian checks it now, leaves it for Zidane. Gravison switches. Deft touch by the tough Danish international. Lays it wide for Salgado. Salgado does well. Raul trying to turn past the defense and link up with Zidane forward, but that one overhit just a bit. So a bright start, much like we saw at the beginning of the first half for Real Madrid here in the second.
Real starting off the same way they started in the first half, being patient with the ball.
Zizou. Wide for Beckham, who had a questionable first half, at least by his own standards. Not good advertising for the Beckham Soccer Academy here in Los Angeles, which has just opened up last month, showing more signs that progress is coming for soccer in America. Gutierrez dispossesses Cobi Jones.
Guti is not considered one of Real's big stars, but he's a player who certainly is very effective and has his impact upon the games. You saw the goal he scored against Chivas in game 1 on this trip. Don't be afraid to see him bang one tonight or get a good opportunity.
Scored on a lovely volley there with a second strike for Real Madrid. Good forward run here by Chris Albright, who's eventually stood up with relative ease by Roberto Carlos. Real Madrid bringing the old world to the new. This time Hercules! What an effort. And you said he struck the ball well, Ziggy, and you're not kidding. What a ball struck by Hercules Gomez.
He's got two real big assets. He's extremely fast, and he can hit the, out of the ball. He definitely strikes a very good ball. He's got a great shot. He's got a great release. He gets all of his power, all of his body into the shot. Those are two very big strengths that Hercules possesses.
You just asked Chivas USA goalkeeper Brad Guzan, who was beaten by Hercules a couple of nights ago. He shot from about the same distance as Albright picks it up in his own half. Karofsky dropping very deep. Here's Nagamura.
Galaxy playing already with a lot more confidence in the opening minutes of this half.
More vigor here from Pando Ramirez. Pando lifts it into the area, finding Cobi Jones. Jones now against Carlos. Jones lifts it, headed on. Gomez can't control. In comes Vajenas and cleared away by Pavone. That's Marshall. Still Marshall. Players flying everywhere. Ricardo Valenzuela finally issuing the free kick for the hosts, and the LA Galaxy are coming to fight right now.
Galaxy have definitely stepped it up. Marshall, Tyrone running through here, gets fouled, lifting the leg there definitely by Pavone. He got that leg up late on that tackle. Galaxy's got a good opportunity here, good free kick position.
So Real Madrid, as we touted the changes they made against Chivas Guadalajara on Saturday afternoon, going with the same 11 that they started the match with, as Guti is down and receiving some attention from the training staff. And a chance here for Vanderlei Luxemburgo to perhaps test his first team that he's going to use throughout the Primera and Champions League campaign, as well as the Spanish Cup, and get their full legs and full fitness underneath them.
Guti seems to be in a little bit more than just a little pain. You know, and players like him, you know, they generally don't want to show it. Here it is. He goes in early on Tyrone. Tyrone sort of clips him. Guti gets him right around the knee, so you hope it's not a knee injury for Guti, and there's nothing serious about it.
Guti, a player whose future remains cloudy as well with Real Madrid. He's been linked with Everton, Tottenham Hotspur, as well as Atletico Madrid and Bayern Munich. Said he's very frustrated at the lack of playing time he received last season, playing behind the likes of Luis Figo, Michael Owen, Ronaldo, and Raul. A player who has really proven his worth since signing as a youth trainee many years ago.
And based on where they were treating the injury, seems like it was more of a shin. Maybe he just took a very, very good knock. You know, you get a nice bruise from that, a little discoloration the next day, but hopefully he'll be able to come back on here.
So a free kick arising for LA, putting Real in a bit of a precarious situation here. Standing over it is Pando Ramirez, Jovan Karofsky back there as well. This perhaps the first serious test that Casillas could face, other than the shot from Hercules a moment ago. So it's going to be Pando, dummy this time. Karofsky bends it, and a diving save from the Spanish goalkeeper.
Pando's fake wasn't very convincing beforehand, but Jovan struck it well. Pando's fake coming over, not a really good one. And so as a result of that, Casillas can cheat a step or two as he knows Karofsky's going to be hitting it.
And plenty of bend, just not enough whipping it for Jovan, who's showing vast improvement after a disappointing showing against Chivas USA on Saturday evening.
Plus, to keep the goalkeeper honest from that distance, you need to have somebody who looks like they're going to hit a left-footed shot, somebody with some danger, and Pando didn't show that he was going to hit a left-footed shot, so that allowed Casillas to cheat as he saw that Jovan was going to hit the ball. And that half a step is the difference between save or no save.
Excellent technique by 24-year-old Iker Casillas. The man they call the life insurance policy at the back.
He saved them a few times, definitely.
Not a bad nickname for a goalkeeper. I like it. Here's Gravison, the hard man.
It's better than being called Butter or Mantequilla.
That's what they used to call me back in the day.
I actually knew a goalkeeper once. That was his nickname. I said, that can't be good.
Ouch. Meanwhile, Roberto Carlos is the Real Madrid substitutes get warmed up. Side will be flying out to the Far East to take on Chinese side Beijing Guoan on Saturday evening, and then 2 days later flying into Japan to take on Tokyo Verdy and then Jubilo Iwata. From there they will go into Thailand to take on an all-star squad and then fly back to Madrid on the 30th of July in preparation for an August 14th friendly against a team of Hungarian all-stars. That in Hungary. Sure to be followed by some Spanish preseason friendlies before La Liga kicks off on August 14th. And that a very, well, uncharacteristic air of Roberto Carlos lets that one fall out of play and hears it from the Home Depot Center faithful.
Just figuring Roberto had just come back from Sao Paulo on vacation, and seeing in the first half, just looking at his face, the amount of perspiration he had on his shirt, he's probably one who's a little more tired than some of the rest, but he's a quality veteran player. He'll figure it out and find his way.
Have no doubt, my friend. Meanwhile, Todd Dunovit trying to find his way forward.
I'll take a tired Roberto Carlos than some rested other players, for sure.
Guti made his way back to the pitch, not hampered by that knock he took a moment ago. Meanwhile, Raul wrestled by Hugo Hiemelu.
That was an example of tremendous use of your body. Raul is not a real big guy. You know, he's much smaller than Emelu, and yet he got his body in front of him, was able to, you know, take care of it. Substitution here, Naldo coming in for Cobi Jones. A little surprised to see Cobi come out this early, but he's been coming back off an injury. He's probably a little bit fatigued, and you know, Coach Sampson takes him out here.
So Cobi's day is done. Naldo de Conceição, a player that's been, well, a bit disappointing this season. He's only scored 1 goal since coming over from Brazilian football.
He's got some great speed. He's put himself in some great opportunities, but he hasn't finished them. I don't know if he's coming in a straight swap for Cobi, or if he's going to be pushing up front and Jovan's dropping in on the right-hand side. Looks like Jovan's dropping in at right midfield, and Naldo's going up front with Herculez Gomez.
Salgado finds Gravison, who's got plenty of space here. Too much space for any defender's liking. And choppy tackle that time by Bondo is, again, flirting with expulsion here. Already booked for a challenge in the first half on Zinedine Zidane.
Gravison might look like Zidane at a distance a little bit, but is not nearly as skillful on the turn. But he brings other qualities to the game, and I think that was Pondo's payback for Gravison's tackle earlier.
I'm sure Gravison would be the first one to say he doesn't play anything like Zidane. The more self-effacing players, but nonetheless very hard-working. So free kick time here, and the flashes come out at the Home Depot Center. Kevin Hartman going to be put to the test here by some world-class opposition.
Roberto Carlos, just maybe.
And thumping onto it, it's Carlos! And Hartman pounces after he spills it on the rebound, and they can't put it home. It was Carlos Pavon who tried to clean up what Kevin Hartman couldn't.
Roberto Carlos just puts so much spin and curve on the ball, dips and drops. Kevin can't hold on to it, can't hold on at the second try, and Pavon just puts it wide. But, you know, people don't understand, it's not the direction alone he puts on the ball, it's just the effect he puts on the ball, the spin, the bend, all kinds of things are happening. It's knuckling. It's a hard ball to get your hands on, obviously.
And the power.
Yeah, we forgot to talk about that. That's just a given. When Roberto hits it, you know it's going to be powerful.
Saw him hit some in training last night, and he rattled some of the stands just behind the south end goal. Nearly took the paint off the concrete walls, too. He's got some left foot. At one time being clocked at 88 miles per hour. Good give and go there on the far side between Salgado and Raul. Salgado tried to work his way through, stood up very well defensively by Pando Ramirez, who's dropping much, much deeper here in half number 2.
Pando's doing a much better job defensively in this half than he did in the first. But it's also not a good sign when he's having to play that deep all the time. He needs to make Salgado defend against him.
Carlos. Good exchange with Zidane, working the 1-2. He's brought to ground, and a foul here. And this sets up a free kick, and you've got to think David Beckham.
Beckham's a good spot for Beckham. It's his side of the field. You still have Roberto Carlos as a weapon. I don't envy Kevin Hartman right now. It's which one are you choosing, bad or evil? But they're very difficult, both of them.
And like you said, Ziggy, this may be a case of jumping out of the frying pan and into the fire for Kevin Hartman. Possibly the 2 best free kick takers, or amongst the top 5 in the world. Sinisa Mihailovic may have a claim on that as well.
A guy I like is Juninho, who plays for Lyon. He hits some outstanding bombs, you know, near and far. But Beckham and Carlos are certainly amongst the best in the world.
So it's going to be Beckham, without question. And Beckham swings it in straight to the wall. A lackluster effort on an evening that's been overshadowed by, we'd have to say, an average performance by David.
And David Beckham might have pulled something on that shot, because right after that shot, he came walking away, grabbed the back of his leg, so he might have felt a little twinge as he hit that ball.
Guti fighting past Nagamura.
And his hand goes up. I think Beckham's done.
Beckham will come off, and here comes the new Uruguayan signing, Pablo Garcia. Another look here, and this is how he did it. Poor effort, lost his footing with the left, and again, by Beckham's standards, that a very poor effort.
And there you see him grab the back of his leg. That's usually a sign that the hamstring, he felt a little twinge there for sure.
Real Madrid active in the transfer market. We'll talk about that in a few moments from now. And one of those transfers will come on and make his second appearance for the side in Pablo Garcia. This is Zizou. And Zizou with a cheeky ball up and over the top on running Roberto Carlos, shielded by Chris Albright. Goal kick here for the Galaxy. The two signings I was referring to, Pablo Garcia and Carlos Diogo, two of the new Uruguayans, unveiled just 6 days ago. And one of those guys getting set to come on here as Zizou will come off as well, and Luis Figo will come on.
Again, a great substitution when you can bring on a Figo to replace a Zidane. I mean, I know the fans might be getting tired of me talking about Zidane, but I just think he's a marvelous player. He's of a different class. David Beckham coming off here as well. Pulled his hamstring a little bit. Garcia coming on for him. But rest assured, the players who have come on, they have some world-class ability as well.
Yes, indeed, another world-class player in Luis Figo, who will likely drop to a role in the periphery. Pablo Garcia, a player that is known for his hard-working skill, comes over from Osasuna in the Spanish Primera Liga and looking to add a little bit more steel and support there for Thomas Gravesen. Not the elegant player like Zinedine Zidane, but a player effective in a much different way.
And I think you'll see now for Real, you'll see Guti go into the middle. You'll see Figo more on the right-hand flank. He's a lot more comfortable on the wing. So I think you'll see that change as well.
Here's Nagamura showing some skill himself, getting right past Gravesen, links up with Pando Ramirez, who sends it back to Dunovan. Now, Tyrone Marshall.
Paulo Nagamura's had a very good game for the Galaxy. He's one guy who's been involved. There's been no fear in his game at all. He's very confident. He's the one who's been able to put some things together for them.
Ronaldo's wrestled down by Ivan Helguera, 28-year-old Brazilian. Starting the last two games now, coming on as a substitute.
You can have a conversation with Roberto Carlos while they're out there. Speak the same language.
And practice the Portuguese. Things getting a little choppy right now. Remember, this is just a friendly, so unlimited substitutions, something that Vanderlei Luxemburgo took advantage of 2 days ago in Chicago. Bajenas quick on the free kick. Near side now for Albright. And he brings it in off the punch. Try to link up with Naldo. Brought down by Pando. Marked by Salgado. Gravesen in there as well. Real Madrid holds up. Bajenas struck by Nagamura. And just high.
Again, good combination. Good early ball by Albright on the first cross. They keep it alive. Ramirez gets it there, gets it into Bajenas. He lays it to Nagamura. Nagamura just puts it over. That's his second shot he's had that he's just put over. Maybe the third one will be the lucky charm for him, but he's getting into good positions.
What a revelation Nagamura has been, replacing the departed Marcelo Zaragoza, another Brazilian.
Would have been nice to have Marcelo and Nagamura on the team at the same time. Would have been a good combination to have.
Ironically, both players brought up and reared in the Sao Paulo youth system.
They've got a few more of those guys down there, by the way.
Raul for Luis Figo. Taken over by Gravesen. Nagamura wheels forward now, trying to link up with Hercules. Out comes Casillas, completely outside of his box, and it turned out to be a well-anticipated play.
Casillas does well off his line there, reads it really well. He's only 24 years old, but he plays like such a veteran, and he is a veteran. He's been in goal for them since he was 18, so he's very much a veteran.
A player that's possibly looking at a 20-year career as a first-teamer. The ball's flying in. Two on the pitch, please. One at a time, ladies and gentlemen. That one coming from the stands
overzealous fan thought he'd make a good throw in for the team and help him out a little bit.
I think Bex is saying it's America. I've seen it all. Perhaps we'll see David Beckham playing for the LA Galaxy in a few years. Remember, his contract expires with Real Madrid in 2 years' time, and he will be 32 years of age, still a very, well, decent age for a footballer of his caliber. Come here and spend the twilight of his career in Los Angeles. Certainly, I know something his wife would like.
Well, it'd be good for the league as well, you know, a player like Beckham and being able to help some of the young players, you know, forge them and guide them a little bit. You know, that's what you want an experienced player on your team for, and he's the kind of player that would give you that as well as his play.
Bando, Nagamura, plenty of space for Paolo. Paolo goes for goal again. Again, overambitious and really off the mark. Had a sign of frustration, a 21-year-old.
Well, Paolo definitely leads the team in shots on goal, or at least shots. They haven't been on goal.
But be careful what you say. You got to put them on frame first.
Got to put them on frame before they're on goal. But he's definitely gotten opportunities, putting himself in shooting position, and something that I'm sure he'll be working on the next week at practice to do a little better with.
You can see Real's lack of fitness right now. They started so well at the beginning of the first half. And LA slowly inching their way back into this match, not outplaying Real by any stretch, so don't get confused here, but battling their way back in. LA in mid-season form, and a little bit sharper, especially this man, Nagamura, who storms his way through, not before taking a piece of the Real defenders and earning or succumbing a free kick.
Well, this is definitely, you know, both teams, it's their second game in 3 days. But for LA, you know, being in mid-season, they're going to be fitter, they're going to be sharper. You know, Raul, Madrid is now relying on their experience, their passing ability, but that's why you see the game a little chippier now, too, because when you get tired, you start reaching for things, and you end up picking a niggling foul here and there because you're just stretching and reaching. Your passing's off a little bit as well.
Gravison. Garcia. Oh, lovely dummy through. Luis Figo, stopped by Cartman. Owen can't get onto it. What an effort. What a dummy, though, from Raul. Sensational stuff, but Kevin Hartman showing some steel in between the posts for LA.
Unbelievable pass here. Great ball played through. Figo with the run, not offside. Hartman comes up big here, bundles it away, comes up big again. And those are very difficult saves for a goalkeeper. You've got to be so strong. You've got to get to the ball first, and you've got to be strong. If you're not strong, you're not going to make that save. Kevin's very strong.
Albright linking forward with Karofsky. Naldo takes over, leaves it off. Now that a poor ball. No chance there for the Galaxy attackers as Carlos quick to get rid of it. Garcia. Carlos Pavon now playing a more advanced role with Garcia in the match. Going to see another substitution here at Real Madrid. They will bring in Raul Bravo, a left-sided defender, taking the place of perhaps one of the best left-sided defenders in the entire planet, Roberto Carlos, whose day is done, getting a round of applause here from the LA Galaxy and Real Madrid faithful.
Real must have a rule that the left defenders have the same hairstyle.
Yes. It's a Spanish thing, and what I mean by that is Roberto Carlos getting set to become a naturalized Spaniard here, and thereby opening up another international spot for Real Madrid. Just what they needed.
They don't have enough internationals?
I guess not. Hey, the rich get richer, I guess.
That happens often.
Guti for Figo.
Figo's the one now who's got to put the impulses into Real's game. He's got fresh legs. He's got creativity. They need to get the ball to Figo, let him make some things happen.
Figo for Guti. Now Garcia. Hard-working Uruguayan for Raul Bravo, the left-sided Spanish defender. Bravo now with some room to run. Skips it forward. Gravison. Good little run in from Raul trying to turn, but he can't. Good defending that time by Donovan in the back.
Donovan did very well there against Raul. Held him off. Eventually Salgado just commits a foul just to keep the counter from developing.
Here it is again. Gravison, simple ball, and that's what you like about Gravison, plays it. Then you see Raul takes the kicking from Donovan, and then Donovan, well, persistence pays off before he goes to ground under the challenge of Salgado. Raul's day is done, so a bit of a disappointing outing by his own standards, and in comes Roberto Soldado, who came in and added the strike against Chivas USA. A goal that turned out to be the game winner.
Soldado's a young player, came out of the Real youth system, and they actually have very high hopes for him. They think he can do very well. He certainly showed that against Chivas on Saturday night.
Soldado will join Owen up top. Meanwhile, we go to the other end. Right back at it is Nagamore, leaving it for Vajenas. Vajenas now supported from Jovan Karowski. Karowski running at defenders now. Karowski inside the 18. Karowski! And that one he will wish he had over. Jovan has had a problem finishing this year, and once again, that problem rears its ugly head.
Good ball by Vajenas there out to Karowski. Goes at the guy. Definitely makes Raul back up. Bravo stays with him, though, and there's no space for Jovan to hit it.
And youngsters out there, this is perfect technique by Raul Bravo, forcing Karowski to the outside and eliminating the angle for the LA attacker. Well played. Pavon, Gravison. Inside 20 minutes remaining. Figo loses his footing. It's the beginning of the season. He's allowed to do that. Switched for Raul Bravo, who had a brief spell with Leeds United a few years ago, but really was unsuccessful for David O'Leary's side. One of those players who says his game is, well, engineered and suited for the Spanish type of play. And here comes Real Madrid behind Soldado, leaves it off wide for Salgado, forcing the header of Ihemelu. Two players going to ground. It's Luis Figo and Ihemelu who collided.
Two players both going across for that header. No intent, but collision of heads always hurts.
Yes, indeed. It's as though Hugo Ihemelu took it right on the right eye socket here. Is a brave header from the Portuguese international Figo. Getting the best of the LA defenders, so both players will walk it off. Luis Figo, where will he be going? Many thinking that he will be on his way to Inter Milan after a proposed transfer to Liverpool fell through. Meanwhile, a substitution here is Chris Albright will go off and Troy Roberts will come on. Troy Roberts, a 21-year-old rookie, of a hard man with a defensive physical presence coming in. Did a good job against Chivas USA as a starter. And we'll see the other Uruguayan signing, Carlos Diogo, taking the place of Michel Salgado. This really a tactical shift because Diogo, a player who has the utmost skill, a lot of history in the game, coming over from River Plate of Argentina.
You see them take Hugo off the field right there. Looks like his eye's already swelling up a little bit. So he probably got the worst of that little head collision.
We talked about the history of Carlos Diogo. His father was Victor Hugo Diogo, a player who made a lot of names in South American football, or made his name in South American football. And we'll talk about Diogo as this match wears on. Just a little over 15 minutes remaining. A 6-minute strike of Michael Owen, all that's separating one of the world's greatest clubs against one of the up-and-coming new clubs in the new world here, the LA Galaxy.
And the Galaxy's in good position. They're only 1 goal down, 15 minutes to go. They're within striking distance, which is where they want to be.
Garcia lays it back for Helguera. Gravison looking as sharp as he did back in May.
Galaxy doing a much better job of stepping up right now, making the field a lot more compact than they did in the first half.
Figo trying to slither his way through those Galaxy defenders, and does this time. Still Luis Figo. Cheeky little layoff and brought down by Soldado. Goal! Real Madrid 2, the LA Galaxy 0.
Great shot from distance by Soldado. He's got him start becoming known as super sub. 2 games, 2 goals coming off the bench. But the layoff by Figo, tremendous. Holding the ball, drawing the defender, and then just laying it off. Great strike, great goal. Here you see it. Figo just waits, lays it off. Soldado 1 touch, 2 bouncer in the corner. The placement of the shot, very, very good.
Excellent placement, excellent velocity as he whipped it right past Kevin Hartman to the far post. Roberto Soldado, his 2nd goal in as many games, and that might turn out to be his 2nd consecutive game-winning strike here in the United States.
Soldado starting to ask, Owen who? Ronaldo who? I think I deserve some time up here too.
And don't forget about the local boys. As Ziggy mentioned, one of the players that came through the Real Madrid youth system, and Roberto Soldado making a case for himself tonight. Just like that, the game changes on a dime.
But at this stage as well, though, the Galaxy has certainly shown that MLS soccer can hang there, can stay on the field with them, and that's something that's very, very important for us to establish with our American Soccer League, you know, as we're growing. Here's an opportunity for the Galaxy.
Careless giveaway there by Pavon. Elguera trying to work his way forward, hounded by Naldo. The first real drastic error I've seen from Real tonight in the back, as this one's hooked right back into the area, trying to pick out Hercules. Raul Bravo. A chance here for some of the youngsters in the Real, or the youth system, coming into the first team for a while, and new faces to shine right now.
It's definitely, you're seeing the good and the young, the old, the veterans, and the up-and-coming rising stars that Real Madrid has.
Lovely taquito back heel there from Guti too. Michael Owen on the burst here through. Still inside, Luis Figo doing a dance. He looks like Baryshnikov in there before going to ground. He says Zizou can do it, I can do it too. A man who has magical skills on the ball, Luis Figo. A player that was brought out the chance at training yesterday. Luis Figo, Luis Figo. Here's why. Sublime skill from the Portuguese player.
He's a great player, former football player of the year, world football player of the year. He's you know, part of the golden generation from Portugal. I mean, he's just an outstanding player. But what you've got going really right now, we really got to look at the Galaxy. They've got to be proud of what they've done so far. You know, the MLS and the league here is growing and developing. You're playing not against an ordinary team today. I mean, this is maybe better than some national teams that are around the world. It's an international squad with international talent, national team players from England, from France, from Portugal, all combined. One of the players on Real Madrid is probably worth the entire salary of the Galaxy team. And the Galaxy is playing well and hanging in there.
Except Landon Donovan.
Except Landon Donovan, that's sure.
He makes a pretty good chunk of change. And he's worth it.
I got to go over to his house and borrow a cup of coffee or something, you know, because he definitely, you know, can share some of that wealth.
Landon currently residing here in Southern California, in the coastal area, and living the good life, that's for sure. And trying to lead the United States to the CONCACAF Gold Cup title. They will take on Honduras this coming Thursday night.
USA has every chance to take the Gold Cup title. Mexico's already been eliminated, you know, so it's a good opportunity. Good to see Ned Grabavoy here get into the game. When I was with the Galaxy, he's one of my favorite players. Hasn't played as much lately.
Grabavoy comes on, and the captain Vajenas, good showing for Peter Vajenas today. The youngster Grabavoy coming on in his place. Jurado and De La Red coming in as well for Real Madrid moments ago. And De La Red, one of the more defensive-minded players. They continue to shift their personnel. Garcia links up with Raul Bravo. Everybody in there now, and touch and a chance here from Jurado, who just came in. Figo now for Bravo again. They slice and work their way through. Garcia unable to do it. Taken off the feet very well. And here comes Hercules. So aggressive, showing no fear. Sticks his chest out, trying to link up with Naldo de Conceição, with that one too far behind.
It's not real good running by Naldo as he came and narrowed the space. Instead of opening up a little wider, would have made Hercules' pass a little bit easier.
A wash and a hush of quiet coming over the Home Depot Center right now. Simply with their jaws open in awe as Pablo Garcia brings it down. Just his second game with Real Madrid. Linking up with another good player here in Jurado. Jurado works his way through. Jurado chasing it down. Supported by Bravo. Squarely across. Poor control this time from Elguera. Hercules. 10 minutes remaining for the LA Galaxy to overcome a 2-goal lead here by Real Madrid, who have taken this country by storm. As I mentioned, over 8,000 on hand for training alone last night here at the HDC, and a sellout crowd tonight.
It's been a tremendous event. I mean, the buzz around Los Angeles, the buzz around the country of Real Madrid's coming has just been superb, and shows that there's a lot of soccer interest there. We got to keep sustaining it. The fans in LA got to keep coming back. They got to watch the Galaxy as well.
Troy Roberts unable to keep it in. And Iker Casillas' day is done. He will be replaced by his backup. And it's going to be Diego Lopez, one of the youngsters who took full training last night. Hit with a barrage of shots. Iker Casillas really not called upon a lot, Ziggy, but looked sharp when he was.
Oh, no, he's a quality goalkeeper. You know, the save he made against Cobi where he came off his line was, you know, very good. His positioning on the Jovan Karofsky free kick, cheating the step at the right time. I mean, he doesn't make many mental errors. You got to beat him with something good if you're going to score.
Gravison, plenty of options for him.
The Galaxy seem to be double and tripling teaming Figo whenever he gets the ball.
How about those new electronic scoreboards, or sponsor boards there at the Home Depot Center?
It's about time. You see them all over the world. It's
yes.
about time we get them in the United States.
Another symbol of MLS's progress. So we're going to see Michael Enfield, a player who came on against Chivas USA, replacing the veteran Jovan Karofsky. And the former U.S. under-18 international, who scored 13 goals for UCLA last season. Now, a player who turns 22 tomorrow. So an early birthday present for him. And a natural attacking left-sided player for LA comes on, looking to change the complexion of things. But first, this corner as it swings out. Brought down here, laid off. Jurado trying to work his way through. Leave it off for Soldado, who scored a moment ago. Wide to the right now, the old veteran Figo pumps it into the area, headed on, and over the bar. Surely it should have been 3-0, but Raul Bravo could not put it home.
What a great bending ball here by Figo. Bends it right behind the defense for players to run on, and this has got to be a goal by Bravo. But outstanding ball by Figo. Kevin Hartman comes across, has really got no chance if he puts it on frame.
And some goalkeeping coaches may have said that should have been Hartman's ball to begin with.
Those bending, sharp-hitted cross that are bending away from you, sometimes you can't get to. You know, if Figo's in deeper, you're going to cheat off your line a little bit. But where Figo was, you got to stay pretty close to your line, because if he catches you cheating, he's going to beat you. He's that quality.
We saw it moments ago as he danced his way through a trio of LA defenders, almost providing another touch of magic as Hugo Ihemelu can testify to as he collided with the Portuguese player a moment ago.
Got to be an exciting day for Emalu and for Enfield. Last year at this time, when they were thinking about preparing for their college season, now a year later they're playing against Zidane and Figo and the cast from Real Madrid.
And here comes Real Madrid shouldering off the challenge. They work their way in through Jurado. Eventually crowded off the ball. Now, for all the great dispossession, it doesn't translate into much now as Diogo wins it away, sends it over to Figo. Lazy ball from Figo.
Not a good decision before by Enfield on the flank. You know, the Galaxy again got to do the same thing they did at the end of the first half, possess the ball.
Diogo puts it in. Jurado! Now, nearly from Roberto Soldado. Good ball. Here's the new signing, Diogo. And I got to tell you, he put in some great balls in training last night. This is a player who I think, with Real Madrid, along with this young man, Roberto Soldado, is going to have a long and storied career. And they put themselves into trouble here, the Galaxy, yet again. And a chance to watch Carlos Diogo come in. Remember, he's just unveiled to the Spanish press 6 days ago. Comes over to the United States, and he was hitting some fantastic strikes. First time in trainings yesterday against the reserve goalkeeper, Diego Lopez.
He's an attacking outside back, and certainly, you know, Roberto Carlos is getting up there in years, so if they have an attacking right back, I'm sure they don't mind that coming along.
Here comes Hercules. Hercules, that you could say, immature and overambitious.
He saw something, you know, wasn't able to execute it, missed it a little bit, but Hercules has definitely come on as the game's come on, has done much better in the second half than he did in the first, and you know, has been one of the players that's raised his level throughout this game.
This is Helguera. Now Diogo. Bravo. Garcia. Brought down by Gravison. One of the few remaining first-teamers in there that started the match. Figo. Figo links it through. Almost had Jurado in his targeting path. Hoofed long, careless ball that time. Easily cut out by Thomas Gravison. Gravison tries to thread the needle there for Jurado.
Gravison's a solid player, though, in there in midfield. You see him always anchoring it, winning tackles. You know, a little more skillful than people sometimes give him credit for, but he's going to be a very important piece to the Real Madrid puzzle this year.
Marshall. Now the clock will tick down. Ziggy, of course, if you're the LA Galaxy, you've been in these types of situations. Pretty good result for them, but what do you say if you're Steve Sampson to your side after they lose 2-0 to perhaps the best club team in the world?
You know, there's not a lot you can say to your team. You know, there were obviously times where their nerves showed through, where they had a little bit of fear, but they also came back from that. Then they dropped the fear. They played with a lot more pizzazz. They went at them a lot more. You know, so from that standpoint, it was a lot better. And you got to be proud when you look at the tradition of the Galaxy. And, you know, I side with you. I think they've been one of the top clubs in MLS. You know, I'm happy to have been a part of that at one point. But, you know, they're a team that is very young in their development. They're very young in their infancy. And Real Madrid's an old, established, you know, horse of a team that's just been around a long time. And right now, you know, I got to be proud if I'm the Galaxy coach and say you guys, you know, stood up well.
And maybe they'll get one right here as they come forward behind Alan Gordon, and he's brought to ground. Carlos Pavon bringing down the A-League Rookie of the Year in 2004, Alan Gordon, who banged in 17 goals for the Portland Timbers last season.
And this is not a bad position for Ned Grabavoy. He swings a very, very good ball. He's dangerous on free kicks. He's got a cheeky side to him that if he feels he catches the goalkeeper cheating, he's very unafraid to try and sneak it in at the near post. He's definitely going to try that. Enfield's on the ball as well, but this should be Grabavoy's.
There is young Diego, who's really come on, putting some pressure on Casillas. Wanderlei Luxemburgo getting another look at him as we move into the final 2 minutes now. Free kick here. This is going to be struck and laid for the near side. Well, it was a good idea, but not well executed, but get the corner out of it nonetheless.
They've got a corner. That was a plus.
Final minute here at the Home Depot Center. The close of a wonderful night full of pageantry and international football intrigue. The LA Galaxy trying to get one over on Real Madrid. High floating corner headed away with aplomb by Carlos Diogo.
Galaxy trying to get one. If they can get one, maybe they can get two here at the end. Donovan has an extremely long throw.
Hey, if they can't get one, I know those players are thinking about jersey exchanges already. That flicked into the area as Naldo got a head on it. Oh, Bravo feeling the pressure of Tyrone Marshall. 3 minutes will be added on here. And Real Madrid will hit the plane and head to LAX.
Tyrone's a competitor. He's arguing that call. He's still competing. You know, he wants to get points out of this game still. He wants to get a draw, get a win if he can.
Hercules. Played back. Here's Ihemelu. LA sending everyone forward now. Grabavoy working his way through. Leaves it off wide now.
It's Grabavoy.
Near side for Hercules. He's been dangerous from all types of situations on the turn there for Enfield. Leaves it off. Nearly had someone to link up with in Grabavoy. And Ricardo Valenzuela calling a halt to things and awarding the free kick to the Spaniards.
Good little layoff by Enfield here. Grabavoy doesn't get inside. Gravison then gets tackled from behind by Enfield. He wasn't too happy about that this late in the game. He wants to get out of this game without any knocks and bruises. Always those tough guys who like to tackle hate being tackled, by the way.
And he can dish it out, but they can't take it.
I think that's the way you'd have to describe it.
I don't know if I want to say that to Thomas Gravison's face, though.
No, we won't tell him that. He can't get to us right now. We're way up here. He's down there.
Garcia for Gravison on the overlap for Diogo. And the two Uruguayans connecting with aplomb here, and they'll get a corner out of it. Good skill, though, from Diogo, showing his flair going forward.
Good skill. That is tremendous skill. Outside of the foot flick right over the defender, knocking it in path when you've only got like 10 yards. You don't know how hard that is, fans, until you try that.
Enzo Francesco calling Carlos Diogo gifted and a great future. That is lofty praise from one of the game's greats. Meanwhile, the out-swinging corner from Figo. Figo working his way past it, embarrassing the LA defenders now. Starting to put on a show, pumping the ball in, and flicked away by Marshall. Brought down here by Soldado, has Jurado in his area. Jurado now. And that a little too cute, and well, perhaps Real Madrid being a bit overconfident right now. Garcia. And this one is just about history. A proud footballing night, a historical night here in Southern California. For the Los Angeles Galaxy, despite coming up 2-0 losers, everyone a winner on this evening. But if there was going to be 3 points, you'd have to award it to Thomas Gravison and Real Madrid. They don't get 3 points, but they'd get 2 consecutive victories on American soil. First, they took care of Chivas Guadalajara, and 2 days later, they took care of the LA Galaxy. A second half, Ziggy, that saw some good attacking play from the LA Galaxy in the early moments as Hercules really starting things off very well for the hosts.
No, definitely. Hercules Gomez came alive in the second half. And he's a player that, you know, grew and grew as the game went on. Here you see him get the ball, unleash a wicked shot that just goes wide. That had Casillas beat. It was just a little bit wide of the mark.
Plenty of pace and velocity, just lacking in accuracy. Then it was Karofsky's free kick. Not a good dummy from Pando Ramirez, allowing Casillas to make a good save.
Exactly. Casillas makes a great save there. Karofsky coming in over it. You see Casillas take a hop right at the end in the direction of the ball. That little half a step is the difference.
And they save the best for last. On the 75th minute, Roberto Soldado puts a little Spanish flavor into that one. Whips it right past Kevin Hartman. His second goal in as many games. And Roberto Soldado giving Ronaldo, Raul, Michael, Owen, and Luis Figo something to think about as Kevin Hartman came up short in a 2-0 defeat at the hands of the Spanish Giants. Just a reminder, yes, it's almost that time of year. The English Premier League is right around the corner. Season kickoff Saturday, August 13th, right here on FSC. 7:30 a.m. Eastern as Everton takes on Manchester United. A little bit later that same day, we head to the Riverside as Middlesbrough takes on Champions League winners Liverpool. And then the action keeps on coming with French Ligue 1 kicking off in just a week and a half time, the weekend of July 30th and 31st. Teams to be announced later, and then a week later, the German Bundesliga gets underway. Remember, a lot of the European leagues kicking off a little bit early due to World Cup qualification and the World Cup taking place next year. All right, it has been a pleasure. Once again, our final, the LA Galaxy put on a classy display, but come up short to Real Madrid by the score of 2-0. So on behalf of the entire crew, my colleague Siggy Schmidt, this is Christian Miles saying so long, where the final score was 2-0. Good night from the Home Depot Center, everybody.